hearing some very rich voices tonight, aren't we? The Scottish Aberdeen of Eve and the Colombian Spanish from Isabel. So it's very, very rich evening so far, and it's going to continue that way because our next performer is Zolan Quobble, and Zolan and I have worked together off and on for more than 30 years, I guess, and he is a fine poet. He's also in a band called One True Dog, and in fact he's got One True Dog CD on sale here tonight, which is called Walkies. That's cool, isn't it? So there you are. So please give a big Dodo Modern Poets welcome to Zolan Quobble. Here he is. Be about right, do you think?
Oh yeah, fine. Is there somewhere safe to put this?
I'll move some of the merchandise for the moment. Okay, there you want pristine bit of wood. How about that?
Disaster. The heart is a dumb animal. It's a cloven hoof, grass-chewing, distance-eating, stupid ruminant. You stab it, it bleeds. Endless blood. Mountains in sunset, blood. You stab it, it bleeds, you cry. The heart is a cow lowing for a stolen calf. It's a horns down blinding, snorting, charging bull. It's a river of wildebeest. It's a bison in snow, or a clear, night-skinned, wily buffalo hiding in thinning forest leaves, planning a lethal ambush. I'm afraid I'm going to lower the tone now. This is called Sexual Display. What kind of dry, cynical mind says there's nothing new under the sun? What kind of lime-washed, clone of clone point of view is that? What never lived, already dead, unobservant, arrogant fool believes they know enough to know it's all happened before? They've walked this planet in this exact state of decay. They've grown hairs in that pattern over those freckles. What scientific experiment eliminating all variables are they living in? Don't they realise creative expression is human, animal, sexual display? I like mine light and dark, more dark than light, weaknesses in the dark showing like moonshine on cheekbone, eye white, all the shades of grey, tooth bright and lips curling round a black O. Light enough to see my notebook and dark enough to keep the devil of labels away. I like the music improvised, undiluted, fresh, unpasteurised, light filament burning in my glass bulb head. Music never heard before and never heard again alive, not with the same spumish aura or electric ozone, not with the same acoustic crash against the walls, not cooking the exact same ratio of brain cell to empty but vibrating air. I like audible evidence of telepathy. When the index finger hits ivory and the wood and metal reverberate with the noise of blood in digit capillaries and the wires vibrate with the nerve endings and another finger hits another note opened by a brass lever and a thumb knocks a bass string and the sound waves stand long enough in the body to wake the dancer and she dares to move. The plumage that is life is as plain as gender. Swirling dervish on the end of a brushstroke flicks over a skin stretched over a drum. Other musicians walk amongst the machines releasing alien bestiaries to wail for their home planet. And for a lunar moment we are all sentient beings in the same galaxy singing for the love of serotonin. The chipping percussion of a sculptor roots mental fossils out of rock. Old faces look on calmly as their priestly hieroglyphs, their lovers' curves, their treasuries of water are revealed in the stems and leaves of living stone. On the shore, whittled and bleached by the sea, another branch of sculpture. Above the roofs and in the courtyards of elsewhere, totems of steel, hidden caves of concrete, giant transparencies of structure, monumental postures of bronze, imprints of plaster, lard of survival, installations of death and anatomy, towers, craters and skyscapes of earth art impose the friendly apprehension that each one of us is clay anyway. The blood colour in collage, the blood colour behind the skin that knows the gamut of textures from flesh to sharp sand, holding the spray gun, the graffiti can that pigs bristle, scattering the shattered daylight on canvas, electrical wire of graphite on paper, circuit board of eyelight, a crowd of impressions working up a vision. Silken bodies gleam in the silver nitrate, the animus, the anima, the higher and the lower archetypes of manga, the pan-transformations of animation splattered everywhere, because everyday TV is a theatre of war. The corporate logo stamps itself over all recommended lifestyle options, family tragedies and family traditions, in our house, loyalty and silence. Even so, imagination breaks down the stalags, gulags, concentration mouths of consumerism. George Bush buys the house opposite Homer Simpson. Then there's the community art of film, the priceless fairy lifestyles, the product placement conveyor belts with armies of extras and excess, rolling out of Hollywood to conquer the world. They know, they always have known, all creativity is sexual display, from the haircut to the Museum of Fine Arts, from the facial trick to the landscape algorithms of military role play, from the prancing horse on my shoe to the recipe for wheat beer, from the sand castles falling into the moat assimilating the sea to the name of the thoroughbred. The heart bypassed producer loves the actor who loves himself, walking across the screen attempting nuance in the lightly sprung step, the economical knee lift, the wishbone flex of hip, ghost sail of straight back, easy gimbal swivel of neck for a face of lips that kiss under a steady gaze of irises which scan the darkness of the cinema. The adult human struggles under the weight of someone else's words, carried to the ends of the earth, desperate to unlock the meaning hidden in his human form. This is you could call this a metaphysical poem. It's a bit like Alexander and the Gordian knot, though, when it comes to the metaphysics. Accepting there are angels, shimmying, funky chickening and waltzing, jiving, foxtrotting and breaking, free-forming, free-falling or just grooving, moving rhythmically with music is so common as to be almost unworthy of mention. Yet a room full of flesh dancing on the invisible wave that is music illustrates just how any number of angels, 1,112 if you like, can dance on one pinhead, or, as in the case of vinyl, twist on the point of a needle, or, as in the case of the compact disc, rock and roll on the skin of a photon. Okay, this poem is so new that I probably shouldn't read it. I work as a bookkeeper and freelance, and one of my clients is an Arabic calligrapher whose his work is astonishing. And I was very brave the other day, and I asked if I could have one of his prints, and he said yes, but he made me pay for it by having a long discussion about, I think the subtext is you should become a Muslim, but so this is an answer that I haven't given him. It's called Speaking As. To claim that consonants and vowels sustain me would be a lie, especially if I said it while looking into your grey grape eyes. Language is the cloth the emperor's new clothes were cut from, swirling humidly round lips with bacteria and gas that puts the world to sleep, are words and expiration. A noun seems solid in a thought storm, but no matter how many adjectives you add, it's still noise, diminishing. So if I was to say your name in a way that meant anything, I would have to speak as I breathed in. It is called September Songs, otherwise I don't think I've tried this, but I don't think I'll sing it. Unless something happens in the next millisecond, I don't think,
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Well, yeah, if I knew the tune, I would. It works quite well with improvisation, but anyway, let's have a go at the words. You could so easily educate me. It's not just in the way you stand. Sorry, let me start again. You could so easily educate me. You're so different in your attitude. It's not just in the way you stand, it's in the way you make me feel like a bullish man standing in a lighting shop, so close to enlightenment whenever you are near. You could take me in your arms and stop me dreaming, and I would suddenly be wise for being true to my feelings. Thank you.
Okay, that was zolan quobble. More applause, please. I'm sure after a few more drinks he will be singing. But now it's your turn, or your chance to have a drink. We're taking a 20-minute break. Bookshop is open, and we'll see you back in 20 minutes. If you haven't yet had a chance to buy a ticket, please step forward. We know who you are.